Since the Middle Ages, the Camino de Santiago, or the Way of St. James, has drawn pilgrims seeking spiritual growth, healing, and a taste of adventure. This ancient route spans over 800 kilometers from the French Pyrenees to the sacred city of Santiago de Compostela in northern Spain, steeped in centuries of history and tradition. For years, I've dreamt of undertaking this journey myself, yet I couldn't quite figure out why I felt compelled to do it. Perhaps I wanted to challenge myself, to test my limits and see if I could endure this journey alone. Or maybe I was seeking answers to long-standing questions, hoping to find inner peace and release from past experiences. Even now, I can't definitely explain why the Camino called out to me. All I knew was that I had to walk this path alone. This is my story, my journey on the Camino de Santiago. It is 6:20 a.m. and I'm currently on my first day of Camino de Santiago. The sun is about to rise, probably another hour or so. I've been waiting for this moment for so long. That first morning, a mix of emotions swept through me, excitement and anticipation. Yet there was also a lingering worry. It finally hit me. Here I was, about to embark on a 900-kilometer journey alone. At dawn, I set out from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port to Roncesvalles. The initial stretch through the Pyrenees is said to be the most demanding, with steep climbs and high altitudes testing every step. However, reflecting on that day, it wasn't the worry or the physical challenge that dominated my thoughts. It was the enchantment unfolding around me. I couldn't help but gasp with awe and smile throughout the day. The rugged beauty of the Pyrenees, bathed in the golden morning light, seemed to dispel all my worries. This is the border. Navarra. Hola, España. To Albergue, and apparently they have a albergue here, albergue donativo. I hope there are spots. I mean, worst case scenario, I can always go to Pamplona, which is another probably 10 kilometers, but it would be nice to rest a little bit, especially this looks like a very special place. Buenos días. ¿Hay camas libres? Ay, perfecto.
¿Cómo te llamas?
Olga.
Olga, Olga es un nombre muy de belleza.
Bueno, a ver cómo está. Este veneno lo preparamos a medias, ¿eh? O sea, que es eso.
Muchas gracias. The happiest person right now. I'm staying in the Albergue donativo, which is kind of a monastery, but also kind of an albergue, but it's just so lovely and so beautiful, and everyone is so welcoming. Look. just love it, and it's so peaceful, and it's just the ambient here is so wonderful. Camino will provide, a saying repeated like a mantra among pilgrims. That day I felt it profoundly. After over 30 kilometers of hiking, I arrived at a village before Zabaldika, hoping for a bed, only to find every spot taken. Pushing onward to the Albergue Parroquial de Zabaldika, exhausted from the heat and anxious about finding a place to sleep, I was greeted with incredible warmth by the volunteers assisting the sisters who run the albergue. They welcomed me like a family, offering a drink and urging me to rest. I felt at home, safe, welcomed, embraced with love and kindness. A true testament to the Camino spirit of providing just when it's needed the most. You can see Pamplona just over there. I'll tell you what, I'm not the fan walking in the dark in the forest. For a moment I thought I was lost because there were no signs. I mean, I can see the sign now. I feel like now I'm on the right path, because before that I was literally walking in the forest with no signs. I was like, what should I do? Should I go back? And there are like thousands of little eyes staring at me. But I can see the road, and yeah, it seems to be fine. It's incredible how the landscape changes all the time. So pretty. Made it to Pamplona. I was just stopped by Guardia Civil de Navarra, and they gave me this little card, and they said if I have any issues, there is emergency, something happened, you have to call 062, even if you have an international number, and they will help you. I mean, how awesome. Hashtag no caminas sola. A estas para chicas. I guess it's good. I wonder if there is any reason why they do it, or they just want to make sure everyone is safe. I knew that I was going to do Camino de Santiago in August, and August is the sunflower season, and I was so excited that I'm going to walk through the fields of sunflowers. And I do walk through the fields of hundreds of thousands of sunflowers right now, but they're all wilted. They're all slightly dead. Oh, imagine how magical it must be here when it is actual season, when they're all blossoming. It is 10:20 a.m. and it's so hot. There is not even one cloud in the sky. There is no wind. And I only can imagine how hot it can get by afternoon.
puedes entrar hasta las 10:30.
Took a shower, washed my clothes, hang my clothes, and the level of this albergue is just such a different experience from what I experienced yesterday with Albergue Donativo. But I'm glad that I'm here. I'm going to rest a little bit and look out for food because I'm a bit hungry as well. Constantly asking myself, why am I doing this? Why am I seeking this discomfort? I don't know. It was a very interesting night in that albergue. I would say strange. The whole place was strange. It was really weird. I couldn't wait to get out of there into the darkness yet again. I wish you could see that. There is nothing to see because it's so dark. Why it always makes me so nervous going into the dark? I don't know. I have a lamp, I need to turn it on. It was a very interesting experience. I started walking in the darkness. I saw in front of me two guys, Peregrinos, and I was like, oh, perfect, I'm going to follow them. And I'm so lucky that I did. And I didn't walk faster because my lamp battery died. And the last bit in the forest, I was just following them, also with my iPhone lamp on. That's a good point. I need to charge this because this is now switches off every 5 seconds. And luckily, as soon as it died, somehow I ended up next to this road with lights. And I feel like the sun is going to rise probably in about half an hour, so all is good. I'm not sure if you see them. Probably not, but they are like my guardian angels today. This is such a lovely town. Coquille or Coquille. Don't know how to pronounce it, but has such a different cozy energy. I wish I have more opportunities to stay in towns like this. And the clouds, wow. I'm about to pass by the very famous Fuente de Irache. This is a famous wine fountain. Let's see if this is really wine.
Eso es vino.
Vino,
Wine.
¿sí? ¿Cómo se hace? Oh, wow. ¿Vino blanco o vino tinto?
Vino clarete, rosado.
Oh, wow.
Está bueno.
Está bueno.
A estas horas.
Es muy bueno. Es como rosé.
Sí.
On my way to the albergue that day, I had an unexpected encounter while walking alone between villages. Though it left me feeling vulnerable, two fellow pilgrims offered their companionship. Their laughter lifted my spirits, and I ended up walking with them to the next village where I stayed that night. It was a comforting reminder that on the Camino, even if you walk alone, you are never truly alone. That's the best. That's the best way to stay.
You can do it again.
it's very hot and I'm struggling a lot with the heat. I'm trying to leave the albergue as early as possible so I can beat the heat, but I still don't manage. I missed the sign, so I have to go back a little bit. Yeah, so today I'm not going to walk in complete darkness. As you can see, the sky is getting brighter. The sun is going to rise in about 40 minutes, maybe an hour. As I left the albergue that morning, I met Javi, a fellow pilgrim heading from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port to Logroño. We started in Villa Mayor de Mojardin, a tiny village with only 2 albergues that are usually open only during the summer season. The 12-kilometer hike from Villa Mayor de Mojardin to Los Arcos offers little shade or water, so it's best to start early to avoid the heat, especially in summer. We stopped in Viana, a lively town bustling with people enjoying drinks outdoors during the daytime. It felt like there was a celebration in town, but we soon realized that this was just a typical Sunday vibe. The energy in town was so beautiful. Initially planning to find an albergue in Viana, after a short break and meal, we felt we had enough strength to push on towards Logroño. We ended up walking 39 kilometers that day. By the time we reached Logroño, we were exhausted, but content. Despite the heat, sharing good conversations and laughs made the journey enjoyable. As much as I had aimed to walk alone, I was really grateful for Javi's company that day.
A 6:30, colega.
Wow. Wow. High five. Good job.
No quiero saber nada de ti ya.
Good job.
La estoy grabando. Luego no lo pasas.
Sal de minerales, magnesio.
Jarabe de glucosa.
Yo no lo paso.
Leaving Logroño with lovely memories. I guess I'll be walking alone again. I would love to wake up with the sunrise and walk during daylight, but the heat is unbearable. It is a bit cloudy this morning, which brings me so much joy. I don't think it will stay like this, but I'm dreaming about a cloudy, moody, foggy day on the Camino. I made it to Nájera and I'm so tired. I'm not sure if I'm developing blisters on my heels, but getting painful to walk. Wow, that was tough. I made it to Albergue. I'm so happy. I can't wait to take a shower and wash my clothes and lie down and sleep. I'll probably sleep for a little bit. Very tired. Just arrived in my albergue in Azofra And here, Peregrinos only have 2 beds, but I'm going to be here with another girl who arrived just before me, which is nice. Not to have bang bags all the time. I think I pushed myself a little too much, or maybe I have wrong socks, wrong shoes, or maybe it's just too hot, or maybe I have very sensitive skin. But yeah, the skin on my feet hasn't been great, and these are not blisters; they're just like skin rashes, and I think it's connected to the heat. So I went to the pharmacy and I got a cream that's supposed to help. It's all these wonderful moments on the Camino. Sometimes I'm just, why am I doing this? Like at moments like this when it's like really, really, really hot. And yeah. Funny thing, I could not find ice anywhere. No one sells ice here. I would just like put my feet in ice cold water. That would be such a relief. The day before had been the hardest yet. The intense heat caused painful rashes on my feet, making it feel like I was walking on burning coals. I felt feverish and incredibly strange. It was the first time I felt truly vulnerable, both physically and mentally. But as it always is, after the toughest times, the light shows up. The 7th day on the Camino was that light. That morning, as I left the Albergue in Azofra, I met Heather. We quickly became friends and bonded over our shared struggle with the heat. Heather was the only pilgrim with whom my path would cross many times throughout the journey until the end. When we reached Santo Domingo de la Calzada, we met Paolo, Cristina and Giulio, who, like Heather, would become part of my Camino family. We walked most of the day together, but towards the end, I decided to continue on my own towards Villoria de Rioja, one of the most magical places on the Camino, where I felt embraced and welcomed, just as I had in Zabaldica at the beginning of my journey. Parada Villoria de Rioja is one of those places on the Camino that I hold dearly in my memory. There was something truly special about this place. Greeted by Mariaje and Tony, hospitalieros who run the Albergue, I felt a wave of kindness and warmth. After checking me in, Tony kindly took my heavy backpack upstairs, a gesture of care that touched me deeply. That day, amidst feelings of nostalgia, I found myself questioning the reasons for my journey once again. What was the purpose of this path? What lessons awaited me? As evening descended, Mariaje and Tony surprised us with a delicious paella dinner. Despite language barriers, we bonded over a meal, laughter, and heartfelt conversations. It was a special moment where I felt held, noticed, and embraced, truly at home. Day 8 on the Camino, and it's raining. Today is kind of a long day for me again. It is about an hour and a half until the sunrise, maybe a bit less, but today is cloudy, so I guess the sunrise will be a bit later. And it's going to get really hot after 12. I think it's my biggest challenge on the Camino, the heat. So I'm walking about an hour and a half in complete darkness with my headlight. That's going to be a challenge for sure. But I thought if I'm going to stay another hour, I will probably be very, very tired in the heat, and also not sure how my feet are going to react again. So, yeah, wish me luck. made it to the first nearest village, which actually isn't that bad because I'm walking literally by the road, so there are many cars. And also the sun is rising little by little. I mean, you cannot see it, but it's getting a bit lighter. My gosh, what an experience. Since the journey began, amid struggles with the heat, I had hoped for a morning wrapped in cool, foggy weather, a time when I didn't have to rush to reach the next albergue before the sun peaked. That day turned out unexpectedly cool, a stark contrast to the forecasted 38-degree heat for the week. It was the first day I fully embraced the path as it unfolded, walking through the mist-covered fields and forests without urgency to escape the heat. It was on this day that the Camino began to reveal its magic. I was dreaming to see the fields of sunflowers, and when I was passing by Navarra, all the sunflowers were so sad and wilted. And now I'm in Castilla y León. Look at this. Hundreds of thousands. Beautiful sunflowers. So magical. It's incredible. I thought the season is over. Another foggy morning, and next stop is Burgos. Yeah, today I feel dirty. I've been washing my clothes for the past 8 days with hands and soap. I feel like I need to wash them properly in the washing machine. Yesterday I was so tired in the evening and I didn't feel well. I think I had fever. I took an aspirin and I tried to sleep all day. Feeling a little bit better today. And after passing through Burgos, I'm entering a new Camino stage. It is often said that the Camino Frances is divided into 3 stages: the body, the mind, and the soul. The body stage spans from Saint-Jean-Pied-de-Port to Burgos. During this phase, your body adapts to long hours of hiking and carrying a heavy backpack, often dealing with body aches and blisters. The mind stage begins after Burgos and leads through La Meseta, a flat and monotonous landscape. This part is mentally challenging as you face your thoughts without distraction. Finally, entering Galicia marks the soul stage. Here, landscape becomes lush and beautiful, and as you get closer to Santiago de Compostela, the journey feels more joyous and fulfilling. On that day, after leaving Burgos, I entered the mind stage. This morning I'm exceptionally early. I left around 4:30, yet again conquering my fears. This is La Meseta. Nothing is around. So vast. Wow. For now, I really enjoy it. It's a very different energy from the first stage. Someone said, wait a couple of more days, you'll be so bored. I don't know. Maybe when it's really, really hot. But for now, it's pretty. It's very pretty. Look. Bye, buen camino. Adios. This is the time of the day when the flies out of nowhere start attacking you. Obviously, I'm much more sweaty now than I was in the morning, but still, I hate them. They literally follow you like a cloud. And they're like million tiny little bugs that surround you and bite you. Of vultures flying around. Many of them, probably like 20, and some of them fly not that high. Oh, makes me anxious, especially that I'm walking alone on this road. Massive birds, so many of them. Must be very hungry and hunting for something. Oh my god, so many. Oof. Still about 40 minutes to go. There's no one. No one here, no one there. No one everywhere. Gosh. So weird. There are plenty of messages along the Camino, usually written on the signs and usually written by pilgrims. And yesterday when I was walking through Castilla y León towards Tardajos, I saw this message saying everything still can happen. And that's such a beautiful message. Sometimes you feel like this is it, end of the story. No. Everything still can happen, and it's a beautiful allegory with sunflowers, where I thought that this is it, no sunflowers for me, and now I see sunflowers for the past couple of days, all pretty, all blossoming. Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful message.
After a long first day on La Meseta, I finally arrived at the albergue that pilgrims had been talking about along the way. Ermita de San Nicolás, a serene 13th century chapel nested about 10 kilometers from Casto Jerez, was originally a pilgrim hospice. Over the centuries it fell into ruin until an Italian confraternity lovingly restored it. With just 12 beds and no electricity, the ermita exuded a tranquil atmosphere. The hospitalieros warmly welcomed us, sharing blessings and dinner under the soft glow of candles. Words can't fully capture how special this albergue is and how heart-opening this entire experience felt. That night, lying among the ancient stones, bathed in candlelight, I felt like I had stepped into the timeless spirit of pilgrimage that has echoed through these paths for centuries. Today is one of these days when I just feel really, really tired. And I don't feel like anything. And the sun doesn't help, obviously. The weather forecast suggests severe high temperatures until the evening. And as I'm currently in La Meseta, there is no shade. As you can see, there are some trees here and there, but generally it's like you walk under the sun. I feel like I'm leaving so late today, and that's because the gate to the albergue was opened at 6. Some albergues, they have rules that you can leave at certain time in the morning, you cannot leave earlier. It's a big party today in the town, so there are many people. 6 a.m. I love it. That was kind of quite an experience. Just left the city, but I still don't see the signs. I'm just using the GPS. I hope I'm going the right way, because with all these festives I could not see anything. Today, but somehow I'm managing. So far, it's not that bad. I'm managing. I am so annoyed with the sun that I'm walking and singing this song. How much I don't like the song. With all swear words that I know. I'm saying it out loud. I think I'm tripping. It's freaking hot.
difficult to the point where I started feeling unwell, but I know that I need to continue going because if I sit down, I might not be able to have the strength to stand up. I see Sahagun from here already, and I think it's about 2.5 kilometers, which is so little. But towards the end of the day, it feels like it's 25 kilometers. And you can see that this area is very, very dry. There are not that many rainy days. Everywhere I can see sunflowers. They are all black, wilted, burned. There's no grass. There's some trees, but everything is burned. No one around. I don't see that many cars either.
That day, I truly felt the effects of La Meseta, both mentally and physically. It was probably one of the most challenging days of my Camino. The heat was so intense that I felt like I was hallucinating, seeing things that weren't really there. I kept putting one foot in front of the other, only thinking about taking off my backpack and sitting on the ground. But I knew that if I did, I wouldn't be able to get up again. So I kept on going until I finally arrived at the Albergue de la Santa Cruz, which felt like an oasis.
Hola, vamos.
Buenos días.
Muchas gracias. Hola.
Calor, ¿eh?
Tonight staying at Albergue de la Santa Cruz. Oh, the quality is not that great, but it's really lovely. And it's just me, and then there's another lady here, and we have our own bathroom, which is so special. I haven't been feeling well. I had a fever and I took 2 aspirins. I think I got too much sun exposure, but the sun is has just set, and it was so beautiful colors. Yeah, I was up, decided to go down. Yeah, early start tomorrow again. (6:41). The sun is rising. I'm on my way from Sahagun. Not sure where I'm walking this morning yet. I haven't decided where is my destination, but I'm really tired today. I'm so tired. Everything hurts and I'm super sleepy, although I slept very well last night.
After passing Sahagun, I woke feeling refreshed and remarkably lighter, as if I had shed the feverish weight of the night before. The day dawned beautifully, with the lingering heat unable to rival the intensity of the previous day. A delightful surprise awaited me as I crossed path again with Heather after several days apart. Her familiar face on the Camino following such a challenging day lifted my spirits instantly. Together we walked, laughed, and shared jokes about our struggles with the heat. I was glad to hear that I wasn't the only one who had engaged in arguments and complaints directed at the sun just the day before. It seemed La Meseta played its tricks on everyone.
It is 8 p.m. and it's still 35 degrees. I think I'm going to take a cold shower and go to bed. I don't know how I'll be sleeping today with this heat. So hot.
2 weeks into the Camino, time seemed to dissolve as days melded seamlessly together. I lost track of weekdays and the count of my journey's days. Immersed wholly in the present, despite the relentless heat, I reached a point where I started embracing every single challenge, recognizing the essence of the pilgrimage. Despite physical fatigue, my mind felt surprisingly rested and weightless. Each day distilled into a singular profound task: walking. I began to understand why so many pilgrims find the Camino addictive, returning to its path time and again. It's about the simplicity of life, the closeness with nature, the awakening with the sunrise, and the peaceful sleep with the sunset, forging genuine connections and embracing each day as an unfolding mystery. Leaving Leon marked the last stretch of La Meseta, a stage that stirred a mix of emotions within me. On one hand, I was longing for cooler days and excited to experience the diverse landscapes of lush green forests and mountains lying ahead. On the other hand, there was a tinge of nostalgia. Despite its physically and mentally demanding nature, this path held profound lessons and introspections that I still carry with me to this day. Many pilgrims choose to skip La Meseta due to its harsh conditions, where the relentless sun beats down on vast, flat expanses with little shade. However, I believe that in this exact physical and mental discomfort lie some of the Camino's most significant teachings. La Meseta offers a unique opportunity for introspection, stripping away distractions and prompting one to confront their inner thoughts and emotions. As I move forward, I carry the wisdom of La Meseta with me, filled with gratitude and appreciation for the next stage of the Camino.
Sí, yo también.
As we left Rabanal de Camino at dawn, we hike up through a dark forest guided by our headlamps until we reach Fontcebadon. This tiny village on a mountainside is steeped in Camino de Santiago history, offering pilgrims rest and shelter for centuries. Once known for its ruins and wild dogs, it's now a charming place with a couple of albergues and the most magical views. The sunrise that morning remains one of my fondest memories on the entire Camino, casting a golden light on the mountain peaks as the temperature dropped to 15 degrees Celsius, a welcome relief after days under the scorching sun. There was an undeniable sense of magic in the air. After a few more hours of hiking and passing by Cruz de Ferro, the highest point on the Camino, Heather and I arrived at El Acebo, where we stopped for a celebratory breakfast. In fact, the whole day felt like a celebration. We truly felt we had entered the soul of the Camino. Yay! We're treating ourselves. Good morning. Today is 27th of August and I am leaving Villafranca del Bierzo slightly later today, 6 a.m, still dark, but the temperature's dropped to 11 degrees, which is just such a gift. I still cannot get over how beautiful it is here, and it's not hot anymore, and it's just so peaceful. There are trees, there is river, birds are singing, and it's so fresh, and you can breathe and you don't have to run away because it's really hot and you need to go very fast because you need to reach your destination before the sun reaches its peak. Ah, what a bliss. Entering Galicia marks a profound shift on the Camino, where lush green landscapes stretch as far as the eye can see. Here the air is crisp and fresh, infused with the scent of damp earth and the distant sound of cowbells. Galicia's cooler climate is influenced by its geography. The region is nested between the Atlantic Ocean and its mountain ranges, which trap moist oceanic winds, creating a temperate and humid environment. As I entered Galicia, the change in scenery brought a sense of renewal. Gone were the scorching days of heat. Instead, the landscape was draped in mist and soft rain. The air felt rejuvenating, clearing my mind and invigorating my spirit. It was a day where every step felt effortless, as if I were gliding rather than walking. It's raining. It's raining. What a joy. I wish I could teleport you here and transmit the freshness of this air. It's just so fresh, so clean. Oh. I'm high on life. I'm high on life. Every time I would come to a village or a town or a city on my Camino journey, all I wanted to do, and obviously that was because of the heat, all I wanted to do is lay down. I didn't explore at all. Here I feel so dizzy and a little bit nauseous because the altitude is high. But the first thing I did, even if it's very cold, I took a shower and I went exploring right away. A small village, but it's so magical. Heather! Heather! Look who is here! The size of the wine. So much. So much.
Smells sweet.
Yay! Spending a day in Ocebreiro felt like entering another world. This small village in Galicia with deep Celtic roots holds a special place in the hearts of pilgrims on the Camino de Santiago. As the mist rolled in, everything seemed bathed in a mystical light. There was an undeniable sense of peace and quiet that settled deep into my soul. Yet amidst the serene atmosphere, it also stirred something within me. The closer I approached Santiago, I found myself reflecting more on the intentions that had guided me since the start of my pilgrimage. Good job.
Look at him. He stopped immediately. He's like, yeah, I gotta get back to work. Look at him coming back for the straggler. He's like, hurry.
Good job.
It's so funny. So climbable.
It is my 21st day on the Camino, and I left Sarria this morning. So many people. Wow. Even I was leaving pretty early, around 6 a.m. The bars were open. There were so many open bars. So many people. I was like a little bit disoriented. Looks like I'll be staying in this albergue by myself tonight. No one has arrived and it's almost 7 p.m. It's 8 p.m. and no one has arrived. And I don't know why I'm freaking out so much. I mean, it's very strange because there are 2 albergues in this town and one is completely full. And another is this one, and it's empty. Like, I just don't, the prices are very similar. But I'm here alone. So guess what? The night in the albergue was fine. It was all good. I slept with earplugs, just to not be scared of certain noises. I was the whole house, I slept by myself. But the most annoying part is that they locked me and I could not leave. So I'm just leaving now. The final 100-kilometer stretch from Sarria to Santiago de Compostela is perhaps the most traversed section of the Camino, where the majority of pilgrims embark on their journey to experience the pilgrimage for the first time. It's where I began my first Camino journey years ago. Back then, those 100 kilometers felt like they stretched on forever. This time, however, they seem to pass by in a blink of an eye. After days of walking in serene solitude on the Camino, often without encountering another soul for hours, stepping into the bustling stretch was initially overwhelming. But as I drew near to Santiago, I found myself embracing the sense of joining a grand celebration, where everyone was filled with joy and anticipation for the final kilometers to Santiago de Compostela. Passing by Santiago de Compostela airport. Just saw a couple of planes taking off so close. I think I made it to Santiago. Have I? There is a sign. It says Santiago. Wow, I think this is it. I made it. I made it. Oh my God, I'm about to cry. That day, after hiking nearly 50 kilometers, I arrived in Santiago just in time for the evening mass. I was exhausted, but filled with a profound sense of peace. Regardless of whether you walk the Camino for faith, personal reflection, or the sheer adventure, stepping into the Cathedral of Santiago de Compostela invokes an indescribable sense of timelessness. The weight of history and the presence of countless prayers and hopes left by pilgrims over the centuries are almost tangible. The echoes of chants and the lingering scent of the massive Botafumeiro incense filled the air once the mass started. Though I can barely remember all the details now, tears of relief and happiness streamed down my face. It was a moment I will carry with me forever. Of this strange silence in my head right now. This place is so special. There are plenty of rooms like this. I think there are around 400 rooms, and it used to be one of the biggest monasteries. And this room used to belong to one of the monks, and it's so simple and so modest. This is such an emotional day today. Whew. Definitely one of the most heart-opening experiences of my life. I can't even describe it because I still don't understand how and what happened. I've been lying in my fancy room. Suddenly everything is so sore. Like, I've been walking for so many days. And yes, I was sore, but like I kept on moving. Now I'm like, I can't even move. Not sure if these are bed bugs. Bites. Usually I get this, like, it's like a skin rash that I get, but this hasn't been. Usually the skin rash is gone by morning, like the heat rash, but this doesn't look like skin rash. I don't know, is it? Anyway, at this point, I don't care. After a rest day in Santiago, where I indulge in sleep, good food, and leisurely exploring the city, I continued my journey towards Fisterra, a town by the Atlantic Ocean known as the end of the world. Along the way, I reunited with Heather again, and we celebrated the end of our Camino together. We walked slowly, making friends, taking swims, and embracing every moment. Our days were filled with laughter, frequent breaks, lots of tinto de verano, delicious meals, and so much joy. It truly felt as the end of the Camino was gifting us with blessings every step of the way. Last day on the Camino, and I'm leaving Fisterra. The Camino, much like life itself, isn't merely about reaching a destination. It's about the entire journey, a path where each step reveals new layers of resilience, gratitude, and connection with oneself and others. Just as the saying goes, the Camino will provide. It's a profound allegory for life, where openness and trust allow life's gifts to unfold, recognizing that healing isn't always about finding all the answers or resolving every past hurt. It's about embracing the journey with openness and trust, allowing life to unfold in its most mysterious ways. Pilgrims say that Camino truly starts when it ends. I carry with me a deep sense of gratitude for all the blessings received and the experiences lived. The Camino has shown me that every step forward is a step towards growth, understanding, and a more profound connection to myself and the world around me. May the spirit of the Camino continue to inspire and guide all those who embark on this transformative journey.